The number of your home, meaning your street address or your apartment number, can shine a light on the interesting themes and energies that might be prominent in your home. And oftentimes, learning the empowering messages of the number of your home, while it's not going to give you a sense of what's possible because everything's possible, it can really highlight and underline some of the themes that might expand in your life as you live in a certain place. So classical numerology doesn't really concern itself that much with the numbers of homes or apartments, but it is something that people have explored. And my sister Nicole, who is a numerologist, has broken down for us today the numbers and their most empowering meanings, because again, this is about themes of your growth, themes of your creativity, themes of your expansion. And it can be really fun to look at the number of your home in numerology and how it lines up with different things going on in your life. So today we're going to look at your home number. Let's get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Claudat. I'm a modern Feng Shui master and founder of the School of Intention, which is an entire method and school of Feng Shui based on infinite possibility, creative awakening, and your intention, your wishes, your dreams, and your desires coming to life. And if you are ready to dive into studying Feng Shui in a completely unique and totally empowering way, the School of Intention is open now for registration, and you can find all the details below. So first, how do you calculate your home number? This is really fun and easy. You're going to line up the numbers of your home and add them up. So let's just say my home was 166. That's a 1 plus a 6 plus a 6. So it would be 6 and 6 is 12 and 1 is 13. So we have to get it down to a single digit. So then from 13, we're going to add 1 plus 3 and we will arrive at a 4. So 166 would wind up being a 4. Now let's break it down with another number so it becomes clear. Let's say your home is 1001, whatever street. So it would be 1001. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. So it would be a 2. So you're going to add until you get down to one single digit. If you live in an apartment and you have an apartment building that has a number, plus you have an apartment that has a number, you can choose which one feels more meaningful to you. So you can add up the numbers of your apartment building, or you can add up the numbers of your actual apartment unit. Unit 103 in a building, you live in a 4. If you want to use the apartment number, I leave it up to you completely. Again, there's no strict rules about this. You can even look at both numbers and see how they harmonize together. Again, this is all fun and illuminating. Now we're going to get into the numbers and some of the themes that they can highlight for you. So let's start with number 1. Homes or apartment units with the number 1 tend to be very individual, very self-reliant. You might have a lot of proclivity to learn more about leadership, to become more of a leader in your life. If you are in a 1 home, you may have very strong personalities in that home, very independent personalities, and really get a lot from a sense of being the CEO of your life. It could be a great time to learn more about your personal power and bringing your power in, developing really strong but healthy personal boundaries. And it's not about being alone on an island in a number 1, but rather to really get comfortable and feel your power and feel your voice, your individual voice, and own your viewpoints and all the things that you believe in. And that is really, really strong. In a number 2 home, it's a place of great synergy. So you may have a really strong relationship or lots of synergy with friends, with family, lots of cooperation. You may be drawn to for the first time ever, or you may be drawn to in general more partnerships, being around more people, really having cooperation, a lot of a sense of cooperation and a move toward more harmony versus sort of butting butting heads and competition. So really opening life with more synergy, bringing in relationships, bringing in great friendships, really having lots of people around or lots of people where you're working in tandem with them. So if you're in a 2-home and you've been doing a lot of things on your own, maybe this is a call to get into more synergy with people and see how that feels. In a number 3 home, you will find lots of joy, lots of creativity, lots of lightness, lots of a tendency to want to entertain, have people over, bring more people into your life, really open the doors to more of your self-expression, more of your talents. Now, you might feel that way in any number home, but it might be a great big theme for everyone who lives in the house, especially if you move to a new house and then you notice a shift where people are suddenly more creative, more expressive, happier, more free. The 3 is a really fun number for all of this lightness of being, which can expand your life immensely. Now, of course, you can have great power and independence, great relationships, and great creativity, no matter what your house number is. And I just want to keep reiterating that. But I think these themes can be really fun and enlightening. Now, again, I want to remind you that this is not my work. I always credit everyone, especially my sister Nicole. And if you want to do a numerology consultation with lots of intuition, lots of empowerment, and lots of freeing and very, very constructive information, below you can reach out to Nicole, and I am so happy to connect you and do your numerology for 2022 or any year that you're watching this. So if you live in a number 4 home or apartment, there is a tendency toward more order. It's really interesting. Even numbers in general, I'm speaking about general energy, even numbers tend to be more, we'll say, stable, and odd numbers tend to promote more wild action. For instance, the number 3 is very light and free. The number 4 is more about order and organizing and really balancing and putting this solid foundation under your feet. And both are equally important, but I really like the difference in the numbers and the way that they feel. And number 4 homes, I grew up in a number 4 home, and not surprisingly, I grew up with a great eye toward creating incredible order in my space, organizing, planning, really having a sense of vision, envisioning things. I've been visualizing things since I was about 11 or 12 years old, and writing out lists and focusing on manifesting. It can be a very big home to learn more about order and your personal organization, and really organizing, clearing your mind, and creating more ritual, more routine. Very, very powerful for all of that. Now, in a 4 home, you can have a lot of fastidious nature. You might be a DIY person. You might be fixing things around the house yourself. You might want to have your hand in everything that you're doing. And I remember growing up, my mom kept everything like a museum. Everything was precisely as it was from the late 1970s until the early 2000s. It was unbelievable. So this might be something that you are inclined to do, and you can really lean into that even more, knowing that this is sort of the energy of your home as well. If you live in a 5 home or a 5 apartment unit, you may be into adventure. You may be into the new. You may be moving things around your house often. You might always be looking for a new perspective. You might finish decorating one room and setting it up and then deciding to paint the next room. You might really be thirsting for change, or you might not even be home very often. But even if you're not home often, it is a great time to think about really getting a home base in your home. I have a lot of number 5s in my numerology, and putting down roots is not something, ironically, that is intrinsic to me. It's something that I had to really cultivate within myself, because by nature, I'm like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? And so It's really an interesting, really fun number because it's so much about, again, expanded perspective, adventure, lots and lots of doing, always growing. And so you may get into Feng Shui and really, again, always want to be shifting things in your house, kind of like I am. It could be a great time to start doing more adventurous learning, leaping out into different dimensions in terms of your knowledge and your skills. Now, if you live in a number 6 house or apartment unit, this is a number full of balance, of love, of a sense of responsibility that feels good, not overwhelming responsibility, where you really take care of everything, where your maybe focus and attention is on more of a sense of harmony everywhere, rather than being singularly focused on your work or singularly focused on your love life or any one aspect of life. You have more of a sense of balance between all things. And there's a sense of wanting and moving toward greater harmony, greater relationships, more of a sense of bringing people together. Again, it might be a great house for entertaining, but with a sense not of wild parties, but of like harmonious, intimate dinners, things like this. Bringing in more creativity through this sense of harmony, bringing in everyone's free expression through this sense of feeling at home in your home, at home in your life, really feeling like you are unconditionally loved. That's a big, big energy. So number 6 is very expansive in terms of an eye toward balance. So you can see each number, some are more adventurous, some have an eye toward more balance. So if you're listening to this right now and you think to yourself, I don't feel this way in my home, I wish I felt this way in my home, this might be an interesting moment, an unlocking of more potential and a different way to view the energies in your home that can move you in a new direction. So if you have a home which is a number 7, it is a home that very much vibes with the spirit world. Again, every single home does, but in this number, we're looking at more of a sense of mastery. It might be a place where you want to spend a lot of time alone, kind of thinking of your home as a sanctuary and a retreat, a place where you can study, where you can dive in, where you can master things, where you can really get into the details of things. You may actually look at your home as a place of refuge away from like the city. There might be a lot of hustle and bustle around you, and you're really welcomed into your home in a sense of solitude in a good way. There's a sense of peace. There's a sense of grounding. You could think of it like almost a meditation studio, a place where you can come and turn off all of the noise and really reach higher dimensions and higher levels of mastery in so many ways. You might be drawn toward more calm and peaceful decor, more zen, or you may actually be drawn toward more creative and wild things, but things that really deeply resonate with you. It's very much an individualistic energy, which is really powerful. For those of you who live in a number 8 home or a number 8 apartment unit, this is the number that is often considered the number of money, of wealth, of material satisfaction, of material focus. So you might be really focused on building your abundance. You might be really focused on expanding your wealth in some way, and not just in money, but in all ways. Your creative productivity, your manifesting of physical things, like really seeing the things manifested. Very much, I love number 8s because 8s are the infinity sign. Make an 8, you twist it on its side, and it's the infinity sign. There's a sense also of, again, more harmony, more peace. It's an even number. If you live in an 8 home, there might be a sense of real focus on work. If you do live in an 8 home, or in general, if you're someone who's really focused on wealth and material growth right now, keep in mind this sense of balance, that your workspace, your work, doesn't need to take over your whole life. And if it can remain in more balance, you can actually succeed even more. Having real breaks, having real time off, having real time to shut down your mind so you're not thinking can be immensely helpful in terms of making personal breakthroughs. And in general, this is a number that has a lot to do with growth. Again, that manifestation of things where you see things and you can hold them in your hands. So it might be even a place where you find yourself changing your decor style, upgrading to things that are more, let's just say, elegant or more refined in your style. You might decide to, for the first time in an 8 home or apartment, get a really elaborate new set of furniture or something else, or artwork or anything else, where you are again seeing a physical manifestation of things. Now, last but not least, if you live in a 9 home, this is a home where you're really possibly focused on more service, more giving, more philanthropy, more being one with the world. So in your home, you might have a lot to do and you get it all done because you have to get it all done so you can help other people. You might have a lot of people coming to you for help in a good way. In this home, you may birth new projects to help your community or to help others. You might take in a lot of pets, for instance, and foster them until they find homes. And it's not always just charity. It can be really focusing on being more of service in everything that you do. When we have a focus just on having material gain, that isn't necessarily healthy or magnetic, especially if you're in a service profession, and most of us are in some way or another. If you're led by the changes and the service that you want to give to the world, that is really, those are the people I want to work with, people who really love what they do and they really want to help and they really want to do a good job. And chances are those are the people you want to work with too. So if you live in a 9 home, you can really capitalize on this time to really be of service, set up your home so that you can welcome in new energy, declutter, open the doors to new things. Chances are in a 9 home, you will feel like you can get all of this stuff done. You're driven by mission and purpose. There's a lot of things larger than just yourself that are driving you. It's really, really incredibly fulfilling. Every number has its magic, and again, throughout your life, you might live in different numbered homes, and you might see these different themes and experiences presenting themselves. I'm a big believer that every place we live in has something to teach us that is a part of our evolution. Nothing is ever bad, nothing is ever wrong, and nothing is ever limited. So I hope you enjoy exploring your home number or your apartment number or both. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Again, if you'd like to do numerology with my sister Nicole, you can reach her below. This entire channel is full of videos for you to explore. So much Feng Shui and so much life-changing creativity, expression, expansion. I just want you guys to live your best lives in all ways possible. So have fun exploring, and I will be back very soon. Bye.